What's poppin' YouTube? So this video is gonna be about just being self-employed. I'm a barber, so being self-employed, moving from Georgia to Texas, a couple of states away, and just that journey alone, because I know there's a lot of self-employed people who are afraid of just starting over, who's afraid of losing everything that they've built, like their money, their clientele, their time, energy, from one place and moving it to another place. And so this is just me and my journey of how I did it. So let me first tell you, whatever your dream is in life, it's already funded. Whatever you want is in your head for a reason. Whatever you really deeply desire, God told you, like, you can have that. Like, that's a part of your journey. That's a part of your story. So first you have to understand that, and second, just give yourself the courage to actually do that. You know, I did have the help of moving with my sister, and so she helped me. You know, it wasn't just I just picked up and left. Like, I had somebody who actually was holding me accountable, like holding my hand, like, come on, like, let's go. So that also helped, maybe if you don't move alone. But if you do move alone, please have that courage to know that it's already done. You just have to step into it. Yeah. And you do have to start over. You are starting over. Anybody who has left from one area to another, they've got a new job, they are starting over. And how I did it, I found, well, first of all, let me start from the beginning. I moved to Houston, Texas, but I wasn't looking at Houston, Texas when I first moved to Texas. I was looking at Dallas or Fort Worth. So between Dallas and Fort Worth, I was looking at them because I know, like, Houston was closer to the water, and they really want to deal with, like, hurricanes and floods and stuff. But no matter where you go, it's always gonna be something. And Dallas and Fort Worth really be getting hit low-key more than Houston do by other shit. So I'm kind of glad, like, I didn't take that step. I'm used to tornadoes that might happen, you know, they skip around houses and whatnot. But man, a hurricane, that thing come through and mess up everything in its path. Like, I wasn't used to that. But what really made me just go on and take that initiative, Dallas was kind of like a ghost town to me. Like, I ain't know nothing about Dallas or Fort Worth. I didn't know a soul out there. I didn't even know a brand out there. Like I say, I'm self-employed. I am a barber, and I didn't even know, like, a brand that I wanted to work with out there. Versus with Houston, I was already familiar with a brand, which is the brand that I work for now, Smash in the City, Smash. I was already familiar with that brand, and I actually had the opportunity to meet him, like, in 2018. Yeah, about 2018 when I met him in person. And then and on top of it, I was already following him on social media. I was following him since I picked up clippers. Like, I feel like everybody has that person that they work just has to look like or look similar to. You know, we all got people that we look up to, no matter what profession you in. So he was one of those people for me, amongst a couple of others, but he was one of those people for me, and he was out in Houston, Texas. So combining the fact that I was familiar with a brand that was in Houston at the time, and then Houston was the most upcoming city in Texas. Like, everybody wanted to go to Houston, wanted to fly out to Houston, which actually later on worked out in my favor, must I say. So I'm really glad that I took that step to just say, like, okay, Houston. So yeah, like, I just took the courage to do like the hiring process for that shop out there in Houston. When I found that out, it was like, okay, maybe not Dallas, but let me look at Houston. It's the most upcoming city. It's booming. I'm familiar with a brand out there. Like, fuck the hurricanes, because it's always going to be something no matter where you stay. It's always something. So, fast forward, I was looking at the brand, though, when I was still out in Georgia. So, I'm still out in Georgia. I'm still working. You know, I still cut hair. I've done nothing else but cut hair. Thank God. Like, honestly. But, so I did the hiring process over FaceTime, actually. Or one of those virtual face-to-face apps. Maybe Zoom or something. But I did that. They checked out my work. And I passed the first half. It was like a 2-part hiring process. So I passed the first half. The second half was actually moving from my city to a whole new city. And man, I had to perform on the spot. It was like a table right in front of me, like judges. But it was the other barbers in the shop that was like taking notes, scouting me. So Smash actually, he goes by his brand name sometime. His name is Richard, but he goes by his brand name sometime, or you know, that is what we like to call him because it's dope. It's a cool ass name. But he gave me one of his clients to perform a haircut on. But it was funny. So I wasn't too familiar with like just doing beards and stuff. I did beards, but this man is bald head with a beard. So it's like, this is his brand almost. You know, we all got those people that flock to us for whatever reason that may be. And he had a lot of bald guys with beards because that's how he looked. So they trusted him with it. And that's exactly what I had. I was like, man. Like I said, I wasn't too comfortable with beards. I did it, so I was familiar, but I wasn't too comfortable with beards. But man, I made sure like the lock in and focus, like I'm lining do up. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be on Smash level, but we gonna make it do what it needs to do. So, past that. I passed the second half, guys. I passed the second half, but that was when I moved out here to Houston, and I didn't get the chance to do that until like 2 weeks of actually being in Houston itself. Then I was able to do the second half of the hiring process, cause everything is a process, no matter what. But so excuse me, I feel like that's on my eye. So, boom. After doing that, yeah, I feel like once you get into a shop, that's really all you need to do is just get into a shop. I don't recommend you doing it at home, because if you at home, you don't have no walk-in traffic, so your marketing has to be A1, and don't nobody know you. So how you gonna build a rapport and have walk-in traffic? I don't know. But so I was, you know, doing pretty good because I'm in a shop that has pretty good walk-in traffic. I will say though, I had to go through the process of becoming the standard that the shop was at, because I was charging like I was charging lower than what I had to charge out in Houston, because the price of living was different. You know, you can get like a $600 apartment, 2-bedroom out in Georgia, and here you get a 2-bedroom, it's gonna cost you about 2 bands. You get a 2-bedroom, it's gonna cost you about $1,800 minimum. give or take like 16, you might could find a $1,600 apartment that's 2 bedroom, but it ain't gonna be what you want. So you gonna have to pay like $1,800 to $2,000 for a 2 bedroom versus being out in Georgia. Like, that's a house. That's a 4-5 bedroom house. So I definitely had to go through the process of upping up my standard, and I was charging a bit lower at the time until I was able to up my prices and still have my clientele flowing. So I mean, I feel like everything worked out though. That's kind of how I did it, and that's kind of how I did it. I just moved. I took that step. I moved. Like I said, I did go through that process, and like I said, I did go through that process of upping my standard along with my prices to match the price of living out here, and that was a journey. But I feel like as long as you're committed to growing, to learning new things, new skills, learning from people young and old, like, that's just life. You go progress anyway. That's just life. But yeah, I never, and with that, like, I kept the car. My lights was always on. You know, me and my sister, we was splitting the rent at the time, but we never went without. Like, we had 2 kids with us at the time who are my nephews. We also bring out my nephews out here. So it's both of us with these 2 kids. She was doing her thing, I was doing my thing to cover the second half. And it's like, we had to have it, because like, we wasn't able to just pay what we needed to pay by ourselves. Like, we needed each other. But must I say, like, you gonna make it. As long as you're willing to take the steps that you need to take, have the courage, and believe in yourself, you'll make it. Lights always on. We had food. I had a routine, matter of fact, where every day I left the shop, we stayed, like, Houston is kind of big because a lot of people stay on the outskirts of Houston. So I was driving, like, I had to drive in 2 different directions. I had to drive like about 30 minutes to go pick them up from the daycare, to pick them up from the daycare. Then I had to travel back up to Humble, Texas, from Houston, which was like another 45, but from Cypress. I had to go to Cypress too to pick them up. I think, Cypress and Humble about the same distance too. So I had to drive, do a second half trip. We picked up some food, then we would go home. They always ate the same thing, pizza, because that's just what they like. You know, kids ain't, their taste buds ain't, as diverse as ours. So they only eating what they had before, what looks decent to them. But that was pretty much our routine. Pick them up from Cypress, 30 minutes, shoot back to Humble, grab some food out there, which took like another 30, 40 minutes depending on traffic. And then we'll go home. And I did that for over a year. I did that for about a year, because after that year was up, and I did that for a year, because after that year was up, we just went through a lot. I'm not gonna lie, outside of career-wise, personal life, we went through a lot, y'all. Like, from trusting other people to come in and help us, to them having alternative motives, and now it's throwing us off, like, because we trusting them to come and help us. Like, we had a whole CPS case where we actually did lose my nephews for another year. a whole nother year. Dead ass. Like, they had birthdays and all that, and CPS. So we dealt with that for the second year. And then once we got the boys back, passed all the tests and stuff, that's when, you know, me and my sister decided to part our ways. Because, you know, she needed extra help, and then Texas wasn't really going as fast as she needed with paperwork. Cause it's a lot of people here. Like Texas do have a lot of people, and things do move slow. Georgia, everything go fast. Like, whatever you need, like they own it. So yeah, mind you, I'm still at the same shop. I haven't switched shops. So I'm all right. Then, you know, when she went back home and she got the boys or whatever, I had to go find my own place. So I had finally found my own spot. It really didn't take too long, honestly, because I was determined for it not to take too long. I will say, like, take your time looking for a place no matter where you go, especially if it's a bigger space, like a bigger city, because it's just like at a store. The stores at the beginning go cost you a little more than the stores at the back. You know what I'm saying? The ones at the back, they go shoot you some deals because they're not first to be seen. And it's like, nigga, I moved into the Camdens. If you know anything about the Camdens, bro, you know, like, Camden is an expensive complex for no fucking reason. I guess they have good marketing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's decent. It's very, very decent. But for what you paying compared to what you can really get somewhere else, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it, bro. Then I got all the extra fees that means your apartment on list is not really the actual price of it. It's gonna fluctuate. So I was in the I ended up paying from, so we had went from a 1,800 3-bedroom apartment out in Humble, Texas. Out in Humble, Texas, 30 minutes, 45-hour traffic from Houston. The 3-bedroom for 1,800, which is really good. I had downsized to like a 1-bedroom out there in Camden, 1,200, but with like the extra amenities, and they had added in cable, so it was like 13. And then like they got water and utility added in. That fluctuated, so sometimes I was paying like 14, 15. So I was doing that for over a year, cause I was doing that for over a year. But I was like, bro, I'm seeing other spots for cheaper now that looks way nicer than Camden, more spacious. I gotta move. Man, so I ain't really stay there too long, man. I went through, you know, something too that I might tell y'all on a whole nother video, actually. But I went through some things too in the midst of me moving, because everything was happening a lot faster than what I was even anticipating on myself. So that was that. But I did find a whole nother apartment for 13, but it didn't have no extra amenities or anything extra added in. So the flat rate was the flat rate, and I was able to control everything else that I needed to control as far as like other companies that was probably cheaper. My rent, my Wi-Fi cheaper. I don't watch TV like that, so I don't need no cable. So I was just paying. So now I'm paying for internet, which is all I need. So that's cheaper. So all that's working out. And mind you, I'm still at the same shop. Like in this, I'm doing the thing. You know, my money's going up, which means my clientele is going up. I can't say like it was moving at a slow pace, you know, but I was also charging more, which I had to get used to how that felt. Especially when you charge cheaper, like you more fast paced with it. And you kind of just got to get used to not being fast paced, like finding something to do with your time outside of barbering. Or, yeah, because like, that's what you used to. You used to just long hours at the shop, chop, chop, chop. I'm out. But now, like, I'm actually making more, but for less work. Which I appreciate now because I was able to do what I needed to do, especially being out here on my own, tying up loose ends, fixing my credit. You know, oh, shoot. I also had got into barbering school at the same time while I'm out here on my own. Still at the same shop. You can do it. That's what I'm gonna say on that. Like, you can do it. A lot of people be scared of like how their schedule gonna work out. I made sure to go to a school with a flexible schedule, so I was able to dip in and out the shop how I needed, dip in and out of school how I needed, and I made sure like the school was down the street from the shop, so I wasn't running into traffic, any big inconveniences. Like I could literally walk to the shop, honest to God, if I just wanted to. So that's a hack. Like if you do start school, make sure like it's down the street from where. If you have a job that you can dip in and out, if you're self-employed, that's what we're talking about. If you're in the shop, you a hairstylist, nail tech, make sure your school is down the street from your work. I cannot stress that enough because you'll have clients that are booked like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, doing traffic hours, but they coming in from work. You may still be at school trying to get your hours in. So when that person book, like you're not gonna miss no money. Like that's your bread and butter. You're not gonna miss no money. And you have to be able to get to them how you need to get to them on top of it. So I cannot stress that enough. Make sure everything is in close proximity, including your house. Make sure your house is in close proximity. You probably forgot something at your house that you need, like. Bro, make sure everything is close together, especially in the bigger city. In Houston, y'all know traffic be crazy, it's widespread, like, can't nobody drive, bro. Like, you don't want to be risking your life too much for nothing on top of it. Like, man. But, yeah, like, I did ended up graduating Barber College and you know, I'm in the system now. I got my license. While I'm still at the same shop. And I do want to stress that enough. Like, please stay at one place. Please stay at one place while you are building yourself. It is so important. Because no matter where you go, it's going to be a deal. In order for your people to start finding you again, start migrating over there, no matter where you go, like it's a human trait to just want to stay comfortable. So you gonna have people that still want to stay at the old place that you was at, the old shop, and not migrate out yet, because Because they still might come find you. Majority of your clientele will find you. But it is going to be those ones that are just comfortable where they've been going. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's how they feel. But it's going to happen. So please keep your feet in one place so you don't have to worry about trying to keep up with your bills, with school, while you moving around. If everybody know you at, if your money know where you at, kudos. Because even if you do go to a whole nother shop, you gonna be spending money there. They probably gonna introduce new products that you wanna get now. If you go to your own suite, you gotta fund your own suite. So now you come out of pocket to fund your suite, the plumbing, hanging up stuff that you probably don't want to hang up. So now you got to pay somebody or do a trade for trade, which still cost you money out your pocket. That's your time. Your time is money. Your time is precious. Your time is more precious than money itself. Trade for trade is really valuable. But anyway, you can do it. You can do it. Your dream is already funny as long as you walk through it. And anything that's great, it's gonna come with pushback. It's gonna come with pushback. It's gonna come with pushback because people know how great you can be. The universe know how great you can be. Sometimes stuff ain't even the devil. Sometimes it's test. This is God's test, like to see like if you really want what you say you want. Sometimes like people love to say like it's the devil. The devil made me do this. The devil made me do that. Sometimes it's God. That's God handing you tests that see if you are able to do what they need you to do. I know how great you can be. Do you know how great you can be? Let me throw this out on real quick. What you gonna do with that? You gonna let that fuck you up, or is you gonna pick it up and keep moving? Is you gonna step over and keep moving? Let me see what you can do. And it's because I've learned this. You always gonna get hit with tests. It's always gonna be people too who want to be in your position, so they go present you with all these obstacles, aka the things that's holding them back. The things that's holding them back, they gonna present that to you to hold you back because misery loves company. Happiness loves company too. People don't tell you that. Happiness loves company too. But you outnumbered. You have more miserable souls than you have happy souls out here. And it's because you have to go through the hard stuff to be happy sometimes. It's a lot easier to go through the bad stuff. It's low vibration. So when you have high vibration, you've built your vibration up. You built it up. You built it up. People go probably hand you some crack when you might be out one day trying to socialize and trying to promote your business. It's gonna be somebody who be like in their head like, damn, I need to be doing that right now. But I'm sitting here on this couch smoking weed, laying next to a crackhead, feeling like I'm on top of the world when this person don't even know I got the business. So they go see you promoting your business and be like, hey, come over here real quick. You trying to bump me real quick? Tell they ass, no, you not. That's a test right there. Do you want to bump this real quick? You ain't never bumped on a day in your life. What you doing? What you doing on that for? What you doing around it? Do not fall for the test. And no matter who you is, bro, we all gonna fall for something. But it's how you handle it too. Is you gonna let that hold you back? Or you gonna be able to recognize it when it's time to recognize it and push past it and alchemize it? Or is you gonna let that stop you and you get stuck on level 4, you're supposed to be on level 6 by now? You supposed to be on level 6 by now. But because we don't bump that white stuff, now you can't think straight. You probably feeling for some more. It's taking money out your pocket that you need to put into your tools. What is you doing? You about to drop a whole nother video so you can show your tools out, but you don't even got the money for it. You stuck on level 4. It's right there. So yes, no matter what you do, that's great. You gonna always get hit with tests. Like for us, those tests was just going through what we went through with my nephews and my sister's sons, and just not allowing that to hold us back. Because man, I was going to the gym still. Like, yeah, I can let this hold me back, but life still go on. Like, I'm waking up every day, not hearing their voices. Like, and it was a very sad time, must I say. I'm smiling through it now because I got through it and they are right. But I couldn't let that hold me back. You know, my sister went through what she went through for some time, and you know, I don't really want to share too much of her story. You know, that's on her to do. But you know, it was a period too when I told her, like, she can be upset about it. Please be upset about it. But you can't stay here. We gotta keep moving. Life is still moving. And she got up. I got up. Sad and all. Like, y'all don't even know what I'm going through. I'm clocking in I can't physically clock in because I'm self-employed, but I'm showing up every day with this dream in my pocket. Like, not knowing the things that I'm going through right now, it has been really messing with my mental. But I don't want to let that hold me back. Because life keep going. I had to tuck that dream back in my pocket and just say, keep going. So I'm not here to tell you, like, it's going to be peaches and cream, because it's not. Nothing that's great is peaches and cream. You always going to get hit with tests. People trying to hold you back. Jealous, envy, alternative motives. You gonna get hit with all of it. And quite frankly, even the place that you in right now, you probably get hit with all of it. So it don't stop. The only difference is you're actively chasing something greater than where you are now. And I feel like I feel like that was the lowest I've ever felt physically. Like, as far as something taking my mental go, like, that was the lowest I felt. Cause I went through other tests too. But it didn't compare. I'm like, bro, if I can get through what I went through with losing my babies, damn near, they like my babies. If I can get through losing them at the time, I can get through this. Like, I'm in a dark space over here right now, but I felt worse. So that's not gonna stop. It's just about how you handle everything, how you perceive it. You know, I'm the glasses half full type person. Because it is. It's nothing to pour some more in on. When you drink, don't you pour some more on? No, the glass always half full to me, baby. It's not half empty. I ain't even drink this for real. There's nothing to pour some back in here. Y'all, chase y'all dreams. And I say that with everything in me. There's somebody waiting for your arrival. When I moved to Houston, the owner smashed, he told me, like, not even just me, but the other guy who also has been there for a very long time, he was saying like, y'all came when I needed y'all most. So it's like there's somebody waiting for you. I believe your dreams don't pass you by. People be like, somebody go take your spot. Somebody can take your spot, but they'll never be you. So it ain't gonna hit the same way. When you really ready to walk through that, it's gonna hit everybody the way it was supposed to hit everybody. Just to see you finally accept what God is calling you to be. And the journey ain't over. The journey is not over. I don't know where life go take me. I feel like every single day that I'm waking up in a whole new city, like life has been so different. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what today brings. But I feel like it's a test of faith. My life has just been a test of faith. And when you learn to let go and trust God, everything just start flowing smoother, faster, better. You just gotta walk through it. Chase your dreams. Your dream is already funded to walk through. That's all I got for y'all.